A review of the principles of the four-stroke cycle engine will show why this is so. The four-stroke cycle engine is so called because it takes 4 up or down movements of a piston to complete one cycle. These strokes are the power stroke, the exhaust stroke, the intake stroke, and the compression stroke. This simple one-cylinder engine can help illustrate the system. The piston, inside an enclosed cylinder, is driven down by the expanding gases of a burning mixture of gasoline and air. This reciprocating, or up and down action, is transmitted to the crankshaft by a connecting rod, where it is changed to the rotary motion necessary to drive the car. So, at the end of the power stroke, the piston is at bottom dead center, and the crankshaft has rotated 180 degrees, or 1/2 circle. Momentum carries the crankshaft around another 180 degrees, which drives the piston back to top dead center. During this return stroke, the exhaust stroke, the byproducts of combustion, water vapor, carbon dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, and any unburned fuel are pushed from the cylinder through an opened exhaust valve. At this point, the exhaust valve closes and the intake valve opens, while the revolution of the crankshaft continues and the piston goes down. During the 180 degrees of the intake stroke, a low pressure is created in the cylinder, drawing fuel and air from the carburetor in through the open intake valve. At bottom dead center, the intake valve closes. Now we have a cylinder charged with fuel and air, both valves closed and ready for the compression stroke. During the compression stroke, the fuel-air mixture, having no place to go, will be compressed or squeezed, so that at top dead center it is 1/7 of its original volume. At this point, we ignite the compressed fuel-air mixture and begin the power stroke of the next cycle. The highly compressed fuel-air mixture starts to expand and pushes down forcefully on the piston. It's this compression and expansion which gives us our power. Up to now, we have assumed that the intake and exhaust valves open at top dead center and bottom dead center, but this is not the case. These two circles represent 2 complete revolutions of the crankshaft, or 1 4-stroke cycle. When the piston is 3/4 of the way down on the power stroke, combustion pressures have dropped to the point where there is little power left. It is more advantageous to give the exhaust gases as much time to leave the cylinder as possible. So the exhaust valve opens at 45 degrees before bottom dead center on the power stroke, remains open throughout the exhaust stroke, and doesn't close until 5 degrees after top dead center on the intake stroke. However, the intake valve opens slightly ahead of top dead center, so there is a very brief time when both intake and exhaust valves are open, at the end of the exhaust and beginning of the intake. Likewise, the intake valve is left open until the compression stroke is well underway, to give as much time as possible for the fuel-air mixture to flow into the cylinder. The compression stroke and power stroke are completed with both valves closed until it is time to open the exhaust valve again. As we have seen, cams are shaped to open and close the valves in a precise timing sequence.